Welcome to Evansville Power Yoga's YouTube channel, EPY Empowered. This is going to be a 45-minute Power Yoga Vinyasa class. All you need is a block if you have a couple blocks, maybe a strap. Let's get to it. Today we're going to start in child's pose. I want you to take any version of child's pose you want. Alan has his knees to the outside edges of his mat and his big toes are touching. You could do that, or if you have another variation of child's pose, go ahead and come into that. I want you to come into a child's pose that you're going to find ease, a sense of relaxation, and yet also a sense of grounding. I want you to take a few rounds of breath here. I want you to soften your eyes, soften your face, and relax your tongue. Place the tip of your tongue to the back of your teeth and to the roof of your mouth. And get in tune to your practice. In tuned with your body, in tuned with any sensations that you're experiencing. Extend your arms more to the top of your mat. Accentuate the length through your spine. And bring your hips closer to your heels. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in again. And exhale as much air as you can. Let's take one more deep breath in and exhale a deep breath out. Downward facing dog. You know, in our studio, when my students first get into downward facing dog, each student has their ritual of their downward facing dog. And what is that for you this very moment? What is it that you're wanting to create or experience and open and feel? Add power to your hands and root your hands to the floor and spread your fingers as wide as you can. Roll your head and extend the top of your head all the way towards your thumbs and extend through the backside, your tailbone. Reach your tailbone up to the ceiling. Walk your toes and your feet all the way to the top of your mat for ragdoll pose. Like your downward facing dog, what you did as far as walking and finding that looseness, I want you to do that in ragdoll pose as well. Give yourself permission to be free form, to soften your knees. Inhale, straighten your knees a little bit, and exhale, rebend. 4 more times. Inhale, lift your tailbone, straighten, and relax. Breathe in, tilt your tailbone up to the ceiling, and exhale, rebend. Lift your tailbone up, and rebend your knees. One more time. Straighten and rebend. 5 halfway lifts. Breathe in. Let's pause here first. Press your hands to your shins, or for those of you who have your fingers on the floor, you create your halfway lift. Extend the top of your head as far forward as you can. Inhale here and exhale, bow. We'll create 4 more. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Let your head drop towards your toes. Flatten your back for a halfway lift. Exhale. One more. Breathe in and breathe out. From ragdoll pose, mountain pose. Extend your arms up to the ceiling. And I want you to root your feet. Now bring your feet so that they're parallel. Root the 4 corners of your feet. Pull your belly in up to your spine. Lift your sternum up towards the sky. And maybe even crack a smile. Alan there's this little, he's actually excited about practicing for you folks out there on YouTube. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Sun salutation A, mountain pose. Extend your arms up as high as you can and bow forward, ragdoll pose. Halfway lift, high push-up pose, and pause in high push-up pose. Bring your shoulders over your wrists and make a note. Even if you've practiced numerous of times, I want you to look at your hands. Press your upper back up to the ceiling. Ground down through your sprinter toes. Prepare for low push-up. Breathe in. Low push-up pose. Upward facing dog or cobra. And let's take a pause in upward facing dog. Integrate your shoulders. So bring your shoulders in towards your spine. Press it down through your hands. Create that foundation. Downward facing dog. And feel free, at any time, if you want to walk your dog, go for it. Breathe in and breathe out. You can either take a few steps all the way to the top of your mat, or take one big giant step, halfway lift. And you fold when you exhale. Mountain pose, and let's pause again in mountain pose. Come back to that your foundation, the grounding of your feet. Spread your toes wide on the mat. Lift your sternum up even higher. Now, power pose, Ellen. Take your arms down a little wider. So it's almost like the letter Y. Feel and notice the breadth of your chest. Breathe in, accentuate maybe a back bend from the upper part of your back. Exhale and bow forward. Halfway breathe in. Step back, high push-up. You have an option, 1 chaturanga or 2 chaturangas. Once you've done that chaturanga, Alan's going for 3. Then you go upward facing dog, exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. 3-legged dog, lift your right leg to the ceiling. So lift it up high. Ground down through your hands, pull your core in, and it's almost like shoot your heel all the way up and back. Lower your right leg. Lift your left leg up to the ceiling. Lift it as high as you can go. And straighten your knee, full extension. There's life in this 3-legged dog. One more breath. Lower your left foot. Walk or either step forward, ragdoll pose. Halfway breathe in. Exhale, fold. Mountain pose, reach up. Tadasana. Forward fold, exhale. Lift, breathe in. High push-up. 1, 2, or 3 push-ups. Followed by upward face and downward facing dog. I'm looking at Alan's pose and it's strong. There's a lot of earth, and I want you to create that foundation and squeeze your belly in and up to your spine and up towards the ceiling. Walk or step up. Lift to your halfway lift. Exhale and bow forward. Mountain pose. Powerful pose. You see the shift of the arms. Mountain pose is vertical. Powerful pose takes it out wide. Bring your shoulder blades in together and begin to take your shoulder blades back and there it is. And I want you to open up even more. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Chair pose. Drill, right? And plant your feet down towards the floor. We're going to create this strength through your quads. Squeeze your quads or your legs in together without them touching, but you're going to use that strength and power. Pull your belly in, sit your chair lower, fire up your body. Reach and extend your arms overhead. Breathe in, forward fold, exhale. Lift. High push-up pose. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior 1, lead with your right foot. Bring your right knee and stack it over your right ankle. Press your left foot back. Energetically press it back. All the while, squeeze your right leg towards your center line. Take that back leg in towards the center line. Full express your chest up to the ceiling and create some heat. Breathe in, lift one last breath. High push-up pose. Was that very energetic, Alan? Oh, it was energetic. Vinyasa, downward facing dog. Warrior one, lead with your left. You know, Alan and I practice at the studio together. Well, we own the studio, so we have to practice together. And we talk about, when we're in our yoga poses, how we enjoy sometimes working hard and being in the power, getting every ounce of full expression, draw your legs in, squeeze. From the skin to your muscle to your bone, you're going to hug in all that energy, and then full expression out. Lunge deeper. Inhale, full expression, high push-up pose. Low push-up, up dog. And take it back, downward facing dog. And I want you to settle in downward facing dog for a minute. We're going to create this powerful base. Press your toe mounds to the floor and take the energy of your toe mounds and like almost like slide your toes back as if you're scratching your mat back. And stay in your power. Notice your shoulders. There's power, and yet there's also a sensitivity of relaxation through your face, and maybe just giving up working too hard on your hamstrings. So there's this balance of work and ease. 10 more seconds. It's powerful, right, Alan? Yeah. Drill your hands to the floor. Plant them. Walk or step to the top of your mat. Come to your halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Chair pose. Stand. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Ooh, there's some powerful warrior poses. Before we go into some warrior twos, I want to work on opening up through your inner thighs. We're going to come into wide-legged forward fold. Step your right foot back and then turn to face the camera. There we go. Actually, let's go to goddess pose first. Turn your toes out 45 degrees. And keep your hands to your hips. And experiment sitting low. Draw your tailbone down, lift the front of your pelvis up. You know, it's a variation of a chair pose. Quads. Take your hands to your inner thighs and press it back. Sit lower. Externally rotate your thighs out. We're almost there. We're heating it up. Breathe in and stand. Warrior two, right foot. So you turn your right toes to wherever you're facing. Square your hips. Extend your arms out. Extend the top of your head up. And relax your face. 3 deeper lunges, okay? Breathe in, deepen, pause. Come back a little bit. Breathe in, deepen, hold. Come back. One more time. Deepen, hold. Side angle pose. There is work in this sequence or these blocks of poses. We create a power through goddess pose, power through warrior 2, and we're keeping the integrity, the power through that quad. Extend through your arm. Come out of the pose. Warrior 2. Straighten your right knee. Pivot your right toe so your toes are parallel. Wide-legged forward bend. Take your hands to your hips. Press your hip bones back. And bring your hands to the floor. Drop your head. There we go. And we'll hold this pose for 60 seconds. Squeeze your legs in together towards your center line, and exhale, relax the squeeze. Squeeze in your legs towards your groin, and relax. So there's like an invisible action that you're doing. Squeeze in, relax, squeeze in, pull it in, relax, squeeze in, relax, stand. Keep your legs wide. We'll prepare for warrior 2 on your left. Anchor down your feet. Breathe in. Lunge a little deeper. Come back out. Breathe in. Deepen. A little bit. Just come back a little bit. Good. Exhale, hold. Side angle pose on your left. Another trick is this. Externally open your right leg, or the leg that's on the back, and turn that up towards the ceiling. Set your eyes to your right arm overhead. And try not to rely on putting all that weight on your left elbow. Just let it hover, let it softly place there. Come out of your pose, warrior 2. A full round of breath. Breathe in and out. Cartwheel. Push-up pose. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Crescent lunge, right foot. This class is about finding a lot of energy and strength. Extend your arms to the ceiling. Crescent lunge prayer twist. Extend through the opposites of your body. And what I mean by that is extend through your back leg and extend through the top of your head. Create a long line. Breathe here. Take your hands to the floor. If you know how to do a scissor switch, do that. You take some air, or step your left foot forward, crescent lunge. Before you come up, press your toes, you're good. Come on up slowly with intention. Soften your pelvis. Lift your front hip points up towards your solar plex, up to your heart, and draw your tailbone down towards the floor. Extend your arms overhead. There is power in these warrior poses. And yet with Alan, there's a sense of pride too in the way he's creating this. And yet in his face, his eyes are soft. Bring your hands to prayer position, crescent lunge, twist. Root your sprinter toes down to the floor. Lift your right kneecap up. Press your palms deeper into each other. And bring your hands to the floor. Step back, high push-up pose. Low push-up. Upward facing dog, a vinyasa. Take a vinyasa, downward facing dog. Now, you have the option of child's pose, to stay in downward facing dog, or to do 3 vinyasa flows, okay? So Alan's gonna do 3, up, down, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Second one, high push-up, vinyasa. So we're moving, we're constantly flowing. Last one, if you're taking 3. And downward facing dog. Walk your hands backwards, bear crawl backwards towards your toes. Hands to big toes posture. Take your index finger, middle finger, hook your big toes. 5 halfway lifts. Breathe in. And breathe out. Pull your toes up towards your shoulders, bow your elbows out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Pull your shoulders in together. Exhale, fold. Lengthen, rise. Bring your chest to your thighs. Lift again. And fold. Stand. Mountain pose. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Let's take a pause here. Figure 4, let's start and balance on your left foot. Spread your toes wide, get a firm foundation. When you're ready, figure 4. We're coming back to that chair pose and a hip opener. Place your hands directly in front of your heart. And maybe for a challenge, I don't know if Alan's going to take it, extend your arms overhead to Dasana mountain pose arms. There you go. I just wanted you to see, Alan, you could stay here or you could take your hands back to your heart. Yeah, so one more breath. I just wanted to show you that option and stand. Good. Okay, second set, figure 4, root your opposite foot and meticulously pick up your leg. It's done with purpose. Figure 4. Set your eyes to one single point. Pull your belly in. Sit lower. If you took the challenge of mountain pose arms, extend, hold, and stand. Mountain pose. Take your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward bend. Lift halfway. Take your hands to the floor. Bear crawl yourself to the top. High push-up pose. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. High push-up pose. Lower all the way to the floor. Keep your hands where they're at. I'm sorry, Alan. I know. Cobra pose, cobra. Integrate your shoulders. Bring your shoulder blades in towards together and extend your elbows back towards your knees and to your toes. Lengthen through the top of your head. Send it forward. And release. Take your arms back behind you. Locust pose, breath with movement. Let's see, I'm going to take you from inhale, lift as high as you can, and go halfway for the exhales. Okay? Inhale, lift, locust. Exhale, lower and not completely. Inhale, bow up. Exhale, relax. Halfway. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale and hold. There is power. Like in our warrior poses, there is power in the quads and our legs. This one, there's power through your low back. Breathe in and come on out. Press back into child's pose. I want you to notice how different does this child's pose feel comparing to the one that we started about 30 minutes ago? Alan, do you feel looser? It feels nice. We created a class for you that was both flow and also there are some powerful poses that I challenged. I know by watching Alan, I challenged him and there was work. Make your way onto your back for bridge pose. Bridge pose. Bring your feet so that they're parallel to each other. I'm looking at his alignments. Good. You know, some instructors say bring your heels towards your glutes. I take mine a little further back. You know, they're both good options. Find what's going to be comfortable for you. Sometimes if it's too close to, your heel is too close to your butt, then I feel with my posture and some of my students, it crunches in the low back. I want you to have a little bit of space. Err on the side of taking your feet a little further than what you're used to on this set, okay? Press your feet to the floor, root your feet, tuck your tailbone, and lift your hip points towards your belly. You're going to curve your belly in and begin to rise slowly into Setu Bandhasana bridge pose. Wrap your shoulders underneath and keep action on your feet. The four corners of your feet. Keep action. There's earth. And now there's the foundation of your shoulders, right, Alan? Press that down to the floor and hold. If you get tired, lower down. I'm actually going to challenge this class together, all of us, for 30 more seconds. If you notice that you're getting weaker and you're coming down, I want you to challenge yourself to come up a little higher. Breathe. And release. Bring your knees together to touch and do a windshield wiper. Take your knees side to side. Just for fun, let's do a second set of bridge. Reset. Press your feet to your mat. Initiate your bridge pose with those hip points. Send those hip points up. And Alan's going very, very slow. It's controlled. It's not rushed. There's a purpose to every single reason why he's doing something. This one's a shorter one. Take one more deep breath in. Press your thighs up and go ahead and let it go. Bring your hands to your bellies. Your bellies, as if you're a cow, you had four of them. Your belly. And rest. Rest your eyes. Bring neutrality to your spine after those two bridge poses. You know, sometimes students are so wanting to rush to grab their knees to their chest. I want you to rest and savor what you just created with those back bends. Take your right knee to your chest, extend your left leg. Wind removing pose. Keep your toes active. Give yourself a squeeze, a generous squeeze. Squeeze more. It's like your Charmin. Squeeze your Charmin. Change. Wind removing left side. Squeeze. Do you feel calm out there? Relax your face. Keep hugging your left knee. Bring your right knee next to your left knee. Double wind removing pose. Happy, happy, happy baby. He's a joyful baby. Pull your heels or your feet down. Bring your knees as close to your floor as possible. And move side to side. Be happy. Be a happy baby. You just got fed. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. Reclined cobbler's pose. Settle your hands to your belly. And take it in. Take it in. Take in all your hard work. Notice your belly rise and fall. Close your eyes. Bring your knees together to touch. Bend your knees or bend through your waist. Grab behind your thighs or your kneecaps. Rock and roll. And come to a single-legged seated extension pose. Extend your right leg, tuck your left leg in. We'll take this slowly, okay? Extend your arms to the ceiling. This is mountain pose. Root your sits bones. Extend your arms as high as you can. Spread your fingers wide. Breathe in. Fold forward. Those of you with hamstring restriction and you practice yoga, I know you have your knees bent. For those of you who are new to yoga, give yourself permission to bend your knees. Anchor down through your sits bones. And now anchor down through your right back heel. Release. Change sides. Extend your left leg. Tuck your right foot into a seated tree. Pause. Root your sits bones. Extend your arms. Up, up, up high. And stay here. Process what your body is feeling. Lift your sternum up. Reach towards your toes. One more breath is fitting here. Breathe in and out. Come on up. Cross-legged sit. Seated spinal twist. Twist to your right side. Root down your sits bones, foundation. When Alan leads meditation, he says, stack your vertebrae as if it was a stack of quarters. Lift through the top of your head. Change. Root your sits bones. Pull your belly in, round your shoulder blades back. let go, final rest posture. Take your feet to the outer edges of your mat and wing your toes wide. Sink your hips, your sacrum down to the floor. And before you get deep into Shavasana, roll your shoulders slightly into each other as if you were doing a bridge pose. Allow your body to get heavy. For those of you out there who want a longer Shavasana, you're more than welcome to press pause or turn down the volume. Those of you who are going to practice through the end will take 30 more seconds. Bring life to your toes, bring life to your hands. Hug your knees to your chest. Make your way to a seat. I want to acknowledge you for completing and taking this 45-minute all-around yoga practice with me. And thank you, Alan, to demonstrating. He probably actually wanted to practice as well, and he got his practice in. So if you haven't subscribed to EPY Empowered, go ahead and do that now, so you get updates on the latest classes, tips and techniques, Meditation Monday, and all things yoga. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.